감아봐 선명하게 번져 my youth 나를 데려가 기억 함께 너에게로 그 눈부신 한때 그날의 우리 뜨거웠던 날 밤하늘에 수놓은 꿈 너와 나의 빛나는 you.
Conceptualization. The American psycholinguistic David M. Neil, however, has gone on record with an interactive mentalistic account of how speech is first conceptualized in the human mind. This theory is that primitive linguistic concepts are formed as concurrent and parallel modes of thought, or conceptualization based on modes of thought, synthetic thinking and imagistic thinking. Synthetic thinking, which spouts the sequence of words which we typically think of when we talk about how language is initiated, and imagistic thinking, which creates a more holistic and visual mode of communication. The former is segmented and linear and creates the strings of syllables, words, phrases, and sentences that together make up speech. Consider the following very simple example. Two people are holding a short discussion over the whereabouts of a lost object. Visualize in your mind how they gesture as they interact in the following two dialogues. You might even try reading this aloud, acting out person B's role by pointing at the appropriate moment. First dialogue. Person A. Where's my briefcase? Person B. There's your briefcase. Person B points the briefcase the same moment he said there's. Second dialogue. Person A. Where's my coat and briefcase? Person B. There's your briefcase. Person B points to the briefcase the same moment he says briefcase. Problem of mentalism. What are the very first things that are going through person B's mind when she is responding to person A question in this dialogue? Of course, we cannot be too mentalistic and pretend we know what B is thinking. After all, we are often unsure of what we are thinking ourselves when we think about what we think, if we think about thinking at all. This is the problem with mentalism. But MC Neil offers some plausible evidence for this very model view of no speech is produced. It seems likely the after generate something that begins with the demonstrative there, while simultaneously her imagistic talk might be of someone pointing toward an object. In this case, a briefcase. Evidence that these two models are operating concurrently at the conceptualization stage is found in the simultaneous timing of the pointing gestures with the stressed words in each of these two cards. First dialogue. B points to the briefcase, manifesting the imagistic part of her A theme to communicate. Jesus traces the word there in her speech, illustrating the synthetic component of her communicative problem with MC-Nel binary talk model. Appealing as MC-Nel hypothesis might appear and convincing as the example might be. It is difficult to use his model to further explain this first type of projection. For one thing, his attempts to describe how imagistic and synthetic talk or initially conceptualized are unclear. For another, the illustrations he used to describe how gaze stories synchronous with important synthetic breaks in spoken language are difficult to follow. Although we know very little about how speech is initiated at this first step of conceptualization, we have psycholinguistic evidence to help us understand the successive steps of projection. So, it is easier for us to describe and to understand levels second step formulation.